Schenectady school officials say the state continually shortchanges minority districts and in the process cost taxpayers millions of dollars with higher property taxes. The district claims the state did not deliver $38 million in promised aid this year alone, and now it wants the federal government to step in and force the state to pay up. Brendan Lewis is live in our newsroom with our top story tonight. Brandon, what can the feds actually do?
Well, Greg, Schenectady wants to join other districts with a large minority population in a civil rights complaint. And if they can prove the state's funding formula is flawed, they could change the way money is handed out to school districts statewide. In the fall, Schenectady schools will receive a little more than half the state aid it's supposed to get, far less than other districts in the area.
The median district in the state receives 82% of its aid.
Schenectady Superintendent Larry Spring says the lack of funding impacts low-income districts hardest, but now the data shows it hurts minority students the worst.
Of the districts that are funded at less than 60%, it's disproportionately school districts that are minority as majority.
Do you think this money is intentionally being allocated more towards districts with more white students, or is it unintentional?
I think that by the basis of race, I think it's unintentional. And so, because how I think the aid is distributed has more to do with politics.
To help cope, Schenectady has closed the school and slashed programs, but it's also going to taxpayers for more money, people who already pay some of the highest property taxes in the state.
As the tax rate goes up, we've had an increased number of foreclosures in the city, an increased number of evictions in the city. That's helped to lower property values.
Discussing the racial disparity allows the district to join others in a civil rights complaint, one he hopes will force the state to change the formula and how it distributes aid.
That changed the dynamic because being poor is not a protected class of citizen. However, if you're driving aid away from a protected class of citizen, that's a federal issue.
The superintendents hope to be able to file the complaint this summer and have it resolved for next year's budget discussions. As Spring says, if the complaint goes their way, it could significantly change tax rates in Schenectady and other districts next year. Greg?
All right, Brandon, my question is this. If there's a set formula, how is it that Schenectady ends up with less money?
Yeah, Greg, the formula allows for changes from legislators or if argued by district lobbyists. So some districts get more and others, like Schenectady, ultimately lose out.
So there's a formula and there's subjectivity as well.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you very much. Brendan Lewis reporting live